All rise. Court is now in session.
Get therapy.
I'm not reading.
Get therapy.
What is up, Wikimaniacs? And welcome back to another episode of Reddit on Wiki. I'm your host today. Whoa there, jump scare. I'm Brown. It's a Friday episode, but it is I, your punny Pinoy John. With me, as usual, is my good brother Sean. And today, since we are contractually obligated to include a Canadian representative per episode, the one, the only, the amazing Underbakke herself, Alex!
Oh, hey. Bonjour.
Before we get started, Wikimaniacs, if you enjoy what we do, consider being a patron or YouTube member to unlock bonus stories, episodes, live streams, ad-free episodes, and many more. All our links on the show notes. But, ladies and gentlemen, should we explain what this episode is going to be about today?
Please.
Go for it. I'm scared.
All right. So, Alex, since this is your first time being part of the Am I the Asshole court, basically we have Am I the Asshole stories, and one of you is going to be the prosecutor, and the other one is going to be the defendant, or defending the OP of the stories I will read to you today. And someone kind of way smarter than us let us know that prosecution always goes first, followed by the defendant. You should know that. You have been doing true crime. We didn't know, so we were kind of dumb. And the jury will be the Wikimaniacs on the comment section. But what will happen in the courtroom episode today is that what I'll do, I'll read the title of the story and both of you will roll a die. Highest number gets to determine who's going to be the prosecutor and then who's going to be the defender. And the plot twist for this is that every single one of these stories have been ruled either everyone sucks here or no one's the asshole by Reddit.
Oh.
Huh.
So you guys are really going to have to bat for your clients. And at the end, you can say your true opinion as closing remarks if you choose to, or you can really lean into your character. You make the call. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Sean, not Josh, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Yep. Let's
All right.
get at this.
As ready as we will be.
Yep.
Well, let's get ready to judging. All right. Story number 1. I'm going to read the title first, and this one is actually posted by Dad Joke AITA. The title is, Am I the Asshole for Making a Dad Joke? So both of y'all please roll a die.
Got a 7 there, John.
I've got Uno.
Ooh.
Sean, buddy, are you going to be the prosecutor or the defender?
It looks like, honestly, there's no winning this episode, right? Because either everyone sucks or nobody sucks. So
basically,
I mean, there's no real advantage here. So I'll go. Which one goes first?
Prosecution goes first.
All right, I'll do you a solid. I'll go first. I'll go prosecution.
thanks, Sean.
Okay, so
Appreciate
Sean's job is to prosecute OP, basically.
Oh God, that means I gotta defend.
You got to defend OP.
Ooh.
All right. Story goes as this. Again, the title is, Am I the Asshole for Making a Dad Joke? So Madeline is currently 15 and she's rebelling for almost everything. She did something bad, so while picking her up, I set a punishment up for her. And then she said, You're not my dad. I don't have to follow you. And honestly, I got a bit hurt from that. But I understand that she didn't mean it and that she'd probably change. I just replied, I'm still your legal guardian for the next 3 years, and as long as you're in my house, you have to follow my rules. That happened about 2 days ago. So our family was going grocery shopping when Madeline said, I'm hungry. I need food. And I decided to be extremely cheeky and say, Hi, hungry. I'm not your dad.
Yikes.
My son just started to laugh uncontrollably. My daughter was just quiet with embarrassment, and my wife was berating me not to stoop down to her level. I honestly thought it was a funny dad joke, and my son agrees. So am I the asshole?
Pretty harmless. I'm not going to lie to you. I got to grill this guy.
Go put on your prosecution tie there, Sean.
Here we
Sexy.
go. And he's the stepdad?
I'll Should I give a little additional context before we get going?
We'd love
Yeah,
that.
that'd be great.
We'll
That'd
do
be
an
huge.
additional context
Huge.
and a mini update, but then you're still gonna have to do your part. All
Okay,
right.
that's fine. That's fine.
Aight.
So note, they put add a note. My stepdaughter, Madeline, was about a year old when I married her mother, Jessica. Madeline's father died before she was born. So
Mm.
OP has been in their life, basically their whole
Their
life.
whole
They put edit. I did adopt her, so legally I am her parent.
Mm.
Mhm.
And then there's a mini update. The mini update's kind of happy, but I'll spoil it for you guys. All right, mini update. I'll probably give a full update later, but here's what happened so far. I go to my daughter's room after dinner and begin talking with her. Hey, I'm really sorry that I hurt you by the words I said, and I am really your dad. I changed your diapers, I met your boyfriend, and I plan on helping you through college. And plus, I'm legally your dad, so we're kind of stuck together. But seriously, I'm going to love you like my daughter, even if you don't think I'm your dad. Then I hugged her. She did start to cry, so I assume that's good.
All right. Wait, what was his dad joke again?
Madeline said, I'm hungry. I need food. To which he said, hi, hungry. I'm not your dad.
Mm.
But she did say, like, hey, when he was picking her up, it's like, hey, I don't have to follow you. You're not my father.
Mm.
Take it away.
Jesus Christ. I'm rusty. Well, I really wish maybe we didn't get that spoiler, if I'm going to be quite honest with you there. Is OP guilty?
You tell us.
Obviously.
Clearly.
Damn, that shit was convincing. Ruled.
You know what I'm saying? Let's look at the...
What kind of Bible verse he's pulling up now?
I'm trying to figure out something. I literally Googled lawyer terms to sound smart.
Quick search.
An affidavit, you see, is a
Motherfucking
written...
no one has sent me any documentation for affidavit.
Some could say this Reddit post is an affidavit in itself.
Your Honor. Come
You know
on.
what? I'm far from finished, actually. Far from finished.
Sustained, Sean. Keep going. I don't know if that's the term.
That works.
Is OP an adult?
I mean, yeah, he's kind of.
Jury says yes. Jury says yes. Is his daughter still a child? Yeah, that is correct, jury. Indeed. So when the child makes a joke or, you know, a rebellious statement such as, you're not my father, especially in a time where they don't seem like they're joking, they're upset, you know what I mean? One should say the adult shouldn't use that statement against them at a later time in front of family.
Talk to him, Sean.
Also, maybe the brother's laughing because you are biologically their father. And maybe that rubs salt in the wound of this daughter.
Cutting deep.
So truly, maybe, you know, it all seems like a harmless joke to you as a stupid man. But truthfully, maybe put yourself in the shoes of your daughter.
My guy's
Maybe
made for this.
it wasn't so harmless. Maybe she said that and she regretted it, and then you threw it right back in her face, OP. So maybe, truthfully, you are the asshole.
Oh, very convincing.
And the burden of proof is upon you, Alex. And if you don't want to know what the burden of proof is, that refers to the standard used to prove allegations in a court proceeding, Alex. Don't we all know that?
Don't we all? Don't we all?
Do we?
I don't know.
Furthermore, probate. Heard that one? That's no, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Oh, God.
Defense, please present your case.
I'm going to keep it short and to the point. I think it was harmless fun. I think he took a situation like I maybe would, maybe a little bit of a tense situation. He flipped it, reversed it, presented it to everyone.
I thought you were going Missy Elliott there. I thought you were going to say you put a thing down, zip it, and reverse it.
He could have. We don't
It's
know.
your flip of the bit yet.
Yeah.
Exactly. He presented it as a joke to say, hey, it hurt my feelings when you said that, right? Let's not hide the fact that Madeline said some shit. Okay, she said some pretty hurtful shit that, you know, maybe OP didn't want to get deep down into it and explain all of his emotions, but he wanted her to know, hey, I am your parent deep down. And it sounds like at the end of it all, they were cool. So did it really hurt Madeline? Did it?
Quash it. If you don't know what a quash is, that's the motion to essentially ask the judge to annul or set aside a specific action. And well, let's not take the update into the case, really. That's a
Overruled. I'll allow the update to proceed to this court of law. God damn, I really need to learn
sick,
some
wicked,
terms.
and nasty. I appreciate that. Thanks, Judge.
But yeah, it's funny that I don't understand. Well, okay, let's kind of branch out now. We can kind of say our real thoughts.
Mhm.
I don't understand that everyone sucks here. That's what Reddit.
This is everybody sucks.
Really?
Reddit deemed everyone sucks here. Top comment, I'm lower score space. They put everyone sucks here, but that was one hell of a joke, and I congratulate you for it. Which is like, I don't understand. Like, to me, I'd actually lean a little bit more that no one sucks in this situation. Probably Madeline a little bit more, because it's like, that is kind of what Alex said. That is pretty hurtful to say someone that raised you since the very beginning. But I don't know. Some people use humor as a coping mechanism to kind of make things easier. But with the update aside, I feel like she's also being just a teenager. I was pretty rebellious as a teenager. I probably did say hurtful things to my parents. I obviously did hurtful things. I did a bunch of stupid shit as a teenager. So I give her a little bit of pass for that. But also, I don't think he sucks that bad. He just used humor to kind of pull her in closer, say like, hey, kind of like what Alex said, at the end of the day, you're going to be my daughter no matter what.
What was the situation whenever she said her thing? He was dropping her off at school?
Yeah, she's saying like she did something bad in school and she was rebelling for almost everything. And in a way, I guess like OP is trying to discipline Madeline, saying like, hey, you're kind of in trouble because you did something bad. And that's when she was like, no, you're not my dad.
That's such like a teenager line, though.
Yeah.
Like, even with your parent, I feel like at one point I might have said to my mom, you're not my real mom. And it's like, she is my real mom. But you just say that kind of shit just to get to them, right? Because you're just angry at everything.
I definitely was like, I hate you, Dad. You don't
They
understand.
made you cut your mullet, buddy. That's what.
Yeah, they made me cut my mullet.
Oof. Deep cut.
With the rat tail.
I'm growing
Shit,
it back,
bro.
baby.
Oh,
It's
God.
coming back. 1 inch at a time. And an inch is a lot, some say. An inch is a lot. Yeah, I mean, I think this is pretty harmless, but yeah, I don't know. I could see where it hurt her. I mean, she got a taste of her own medicine there with her own, logic. But again, he is the adult. He should have, maybe not the time, or maybe they should have talked about it. But again,
That's true.
Who knows? I mean, I don't think this is. Listen, we've read some heinous stories on here, so this is
No, this is
far
not
from
heinous at all.
This
Yeah.
is far from
Yeah. for
some
sure.
of the assholes we've had on here.
You'd be surprised. The comment section is probably going to go crazy. Like, you're telling me that you said this, you giving her.
You're telling me you're not
To
siding
which
with
I say to
Madeline?
them, habeas corpus.
Which stands for, son?
Generally refers to a judicial order that forces law enforcement authorities to produce a prisoner in their custody, which really makes zero sense in what
We doing that to
in
someone?
the
We're just going to fucking
context.
capture someone.
Yeah,
All right.
which I plead exoneration.
Mm.
Now, exoneration is a charge.
I think we got
I've
to
been
go for the
watching
acquittal here.
I've been watching too much Narcos. I'm like actually learning some few words.
Oh my God.
All right. So moving on to the next story. And of course, Wikimaniacs, let us know what you think below. Give us your judgment as well. Do you agree that everyone sucked in that situation? All right. Moving on to the next story. This one is posted by Syndicate. The title is, Am I the asshole for honking at another driver who cut in front of me at a drive-thru each time she tries to order?
I'm doing something. Hold on. 55 burgers, 55. All right.
All right. Go ahead and roll that dice.
Oh, geez.
All right. That's a 13 for the boy.
I got a 12.
Pretty good.
Sean still wins. You got 13.
Gosh darn.
Sean, prosecution or defense?
I'll defend this time.
Oh,
We'll make
thank you.
Alex go first.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
Make not Josh think.
Yeah. Damn it.
All right. Again, the title is, Am I the asshole for honking at another driver who cut in front of me at a drive-thru each time she tries to order?
How many times are y'all meeting each other in the drive-thru?
Yeah.
That seems like,
A little weird.
yeah. I don't know if I've ever noticed the same people in the drive-thru.
No.
That's some big back energy, bro. It's like,
That's
damn, we
you going
usual?
every day.
All right. Story goes as this. This line at a Starbucks, boo, I
Mhm.
went to was really long. I was in line for a good maybe 20 minutes until this
Ooh.
lady in a Mercedes tries to cut in front of me and like 8 others behind me. I laid on the horn and tried to block her from cutting me, but she succeeded anyways and flipped me off.
Hmm.
I'm the type of person who will not let someone get away with shit like this. So I waited until she pulls up, and as soon as she tries to order, I honk. She then looks at me with a dirty look and gives me the finger, which I already had a middle finger of my own ready for her. Each time she makes an attempt, fuck you. Each time she makes an attempt to order something, I honk and sometimes lay on the horn for 3 seconds. We stopped as soon as she drove off. We then ordered and went about our day. I just can't with people who are extremely rude like that lady, and I couldn't simply let this go. So am I the asshole for this?
Oh, so it was a one-time occurrence. It wasn't
a daily thing.
a strange title, I would say, OP.
Mm-mm.
So, prosecution.
Well, have we all not experienced a little bit of justifiable road rage? Raise your hand if you have. See,
Not gonna
everyone's hands are up.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think OP is not an asshole because
Wait, you gotta grill them, Alex.
You gotta-
You're the prosecution. You gotta call them the asshole.
oh
Yeah, yeah,
gosh
yeah.
darn, damn! I was just going right to the
hate to
case.
say it.
I was going to go right to the no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, you gotta say they're the asshole, Alex.
Oh, I have to say that. Oh gosh darn it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
well, let me backtrack this train a little bit. Let me back up the Mercedes.
Oh, beep,
Whoa.
beep.
Beep beep. Just because you have road rage doesn't necessarily mean that you have to act on it all the time, okay? It sounds like OP could have taken the higher road, if you will,
Ooh, like that.
dropped the middle finger, acknowledged that yes, the person driving the Mercedes was a bit of an asshole, but been the bigger person and really just let karma take over. Just let whatever was going to happen. I mean, realistically, that lady probably is going to, I don't know, get in a car accident or something. Who knows? Just the way she's driving, she's going to end up statistically.
She's going to drive through a truck, right?
She's going to drive through.
Alex, you're wishing for karmic accident? Golly.
Oh God. No, but statistically, and I don't have the statistics, but statistically, people like that always end up in an accident, right? People that are like, oh, I have to be first. I have to do this. I have to do that. So OP really should just let karma do its thing and not react. And that's all I have to say. Beep, beep, bitch.
Oh.
To which I say, what if we all just let karma do its thing? Would anything get done ever? Look, I believe in karma as much as the next guy. Karma gonna fucking...
Karma's a cat, right? John?
Karma is a cat.
Was it John Cena or was it karma that put Osama bin Laden down to a permanent end? You know what I mean?
Troops, we got them.
Was it karma or was it fucking Tony Stark who saved us all from Thanos? You know what I mean?
Oh, snap.
So would it not behoove you if you could dole justice right then and there to the criminals that are plaguing the streets, Alex?
Holy shit.
To not do your duty and fucking honk and lay on that goddamn horn? I think it would behoove you, Alex. I really think it would.
But everyone got their coffee at the end of the day.
Not Mercedes. Not the goddamn Mercedes.
Say
She couldn't
behoove
get
one more time.
a
That's a
word in
merch, buddy.
edgewise. Anytime she tried to speak, they were laying on the horn. And you gotta say, is that not what we all want to do? When you hear news from Greg Abbott, are you just waiting for karma? Are you doing something about it? Protesting? Maybe starting a podcast and for 3 years trying to get a celebrity fight started.
This is getting
a Z-list celebrity, Sean Salvino versus Greg Abbott. Who wants it? We all do. You know what I mean? So do we wait for karma or do we just take action into our own hands? And I think OP is not the asshole for doling out justice when justice needs to be doled. And to that I say, Habeas corpus.
Prosecution, are you going to cross-examine or counter-argue?
I think OP delayed everyone behind them further. I understand that, yes, they were cut off, but by laying on the horn, flipping the bird, yippee-ki-yay, they then delayed everybody else putting in their order. And thus, they are contributing to the problem and are an asshole for doing so.
Ooh.
When somebody cuts you off in traffic, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, you see them weaving in and out of traffic. If 30 minutes later through traffic, we see that person pulled over by the cops, I don't think we're going to feel that bad about it. I think we might enjoy it a little bit. We all had to wait in the same traffic, but justice was doled. Habeas corpus.
But,
Ooh.
but
I don't got a lot after this. That was my habeas corpus. So to
we
speak.
could also argue that OP was at a Starbucks. That right there.
Everyone's the asshole there.
Everyone's the asshole.
Yeah. Support local and maybe don't support people who are funding a genocide.
Yeah, I mean, everyone in Reddit deemed everyone sucks, but for not the reasons that we kinda said. I mean, I like Alex's point. I like Sean's point too. I think, you know, a lot of times, like, people like this deserve to get their karma immediately. But I will say, delaying everyone else kind of does suck. Poor workers, because if that shit's blaring in your ears at all times, you have to have those headsets. That shit must be really annoying.
As a former drive-through worker, don't ever do that, because you like it is a certain
out their ears?
Yeah, it is a certain type of frequency. Yeah, no, it
terrible.
Yeah,
fucks with you for the entire day.
I bet. So, Wikimaniacs, let us know in the comments below. Moving on to the next story. This one is posted by No_Review 8351. The title is, Am I the asshole for skipping Christmas with my parents since they won't treat me like an adult?
That's a 10 for you, boy.
Oh, it's an 8.
Alex, dice rolling is not great.
I'll go first this time.
Okay.
All right.
I was so confused as prosecution, so thank you. I have no idea.
All right, so Sean will be saying OP is the asshole.
Yeah.
Alex, you'll be defending OP on this one.
Sweet.
All right, so again, the title is, Am I the asshole for skipping Christmas with my parents since they won't treat me like an adult? So I, 27 female, have been with my boyfriend, 33, for almost 2 years now.
Wait, one more time.
Whoa. Well, yeah.
I, 27 female, have been with my boyfriend, 33, for almost 2 years now.
Fine.
Okay. We will be getting married eventually, but it's not a priority. My mom won't let us share a bed if we come see them for any reason. When we came over this last summer, my boyfriend suggested renting a hotel so we could have privacy and a comfortable bed. It drove my mom nuts that we bypassed her little rules. She wouldn't drop it the entire time we were there, and she made me promise not to do that again. My boyfriend's mom and dad are retired to Mexico, and they're really chill. So we made plans to come visit them over Christmas. They are not Christian, so they don't really care when they see their son with regards to religious holidays. We didn't tell my parents we weren't coming. My mom asked me at Thanksgiving if I was going to hold to my promise not to stay at a hotel over Christmas. I answered truthfully that I would not stay at a hotel. I'm sitting here on the balcony of my future in-laws condo looking at the Caribbean, waiting for sunrise and enjoying the peace and quiet. I made the mistake of going online yesterday and I saw a bunch of posts from my mom and my sisters about how I was a jerk for lying to them about my plans. I may have been a little tipsy last night because I decided to respond. I said that it was ridiculous of them to try and tell me I couldn't share a room with my boyfriend, that I was keeping my promise by not staying at a hotel when we were there, and that if they plan on putting everything on Facebook, I would be avoiding all visits for the foreseeable future. They took down their posts when people started crapping on them for trying to control me, but some people did agree with them. Now, they are texting me and calling to say I was an asshole for making them look bad. I asked them if they were trying to make me look good with their post. They stopped for a while, but there were more texts and voicemail this morning. I'm kind of liking the idea of skipping out on the drama from now on, but I miss my dad and he is blameless in this. So am I the asshole?
Hmm.
We're looking.
You're 27. He's 33. Is it that big of a deal to sleep in separate rooms? I mean, come on. You're going to sleep in each other's rooms forever, for the rest of your life.
Not gonna lie, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Then put a ring on it. These are my true thoughts. Look, I'm all for it. If you didn't want to spend Christmas, good on you. But what I don't like is not telling everybody. Are you just going to be like, yes, I am not going, or I am not going to stay in a hotel. I will be blah, blah, blah. Just fucking rip the Band-Aid off. All all you're doing is prolonging the future where everyone is pissed off at you. So you might as well just get it done, get it over with. And then maybe they wouldn't justifiably blast you on Facebook.
That's wild.
Oh God. This was everybody's sex. It's not that difficult. How long are you there for Christmas? 2-3 days? Can you not keep it in your pants for 2 or 3 days?
I'm trying to cut up for those 2-3 days, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
The rest of your life. Also, you're supposed to be impartial, John. I think you need to shut the fuck up. Habeas corpus and all that.
You do not talk to the judge like that, Sean. I'm warning you one time. Decorum in the courtroom. We need decorum. Act right. Finish your sentence.
I don't know how, but this is racist somehow.
Brown on brown crime. What the fuck is that?
Be your own people.
Oh God.
All I'm saying is habeas corpus. You know what I'm saying? You could have told them at Thanksgiving. You didn't need to draw it out, letting them think they won. What if they fucking bought a bunch of groceries because they thought you and your boyfriend were coming over? Also, if you want to sleep in the same bed, get a ring on that finger, girl. Ooh. What are you doing? You're giving it away for free. These are my true thoughts. These are all my true thoughts. I believe everyone should wait for marriage. Actually, why? What are you doing in Mexico sharing a room? These are my true thoughts. Habeas corpus and such.
Motherfucker's unhinged. Oh, defense. What do you have to say about that?
I feel uncomfortable.
I feel like we're being judged. Can we just get judged right now?
As an unmarried woman,
ooh,
I feel very attacked right now. I think we need what they would call a change of venue, and
some could say an amicus curiae brief.
Ooh, what the fuck is that? Is that like a break?
It sounds like a spell for criminal.
That sounds like a fancy cheese that stinks, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't.
I'm reading the definition right now. I'm still confused.
Just a bunch of words.
Yeah. And whoever's paralegal is like listening to this is like, I hate this.
Yeah.
Right
also,
now.
truly apologies for if this is someone's first episode and they think these are my actual true thoughts.
When you sound that, those are my true thoughts.
He'd be lying.
With a case.
And it's working, brother. You're very convincing.
Okay. Well, Your Honor.
I don't think so.
I be thinking no. So I think that two grown adults in a relationship of consent should be able to sleep together in a single bed if they wish. And yes, my client, the OP, maybe didn't really tell the truth at Thanksgiving, but it sounds as though my client's mother is kind of overbearing, kind of annoying. I got a little bit of that off the hop. And is it really that bad if she's in Mexico living her best life? Like, let a girl live. Let a girl do what she wants. Times are tough in this political environment.
Talk to him.
Like, come the fuck on. So, no, I think OP, every justifiable right to tell mom and sister and whomever to kick rocks, especially after they posted things on Facebook. First of all, Facebook.
What are you doing on there?
What are you doing on there? What are you doing? Gross. Second of all, you don't air your dirty laundry on Facebook anymore. That's like 2012.
Tacky.
Yeah.
Old as fuck.
Gross. I think the second that OP's mom posted on Facebook, OP had every right to go off from wherever she was.
Yeah, I would have posted a picture of me on the balcony.
No.
No comment, just a picture in the comments.
No, on the bed.
I was gonna say on a bed with your cuddling next to your
Yeah.
boot thing, just deuces.
Happy
Oh,
holidays.
Hell yeah.
What up?
I will say this: true thoughts. Not
Like true thoughts,
acting
true
anymore.
thoughts?
True thoughts, true thoughts. Real,
All
real
right.
true thoughts.
Real.
I mean, who fucking? Why does she care at all? I mean, also, I feel like anytime there's a story and somebody's putting anything on Facebook, asshole.
Mm.
You know what I
Automatic.
mean? The person
Automatic.
posting on Facebook is never in the right. I mean, I think we're at 100% hit rate at this point.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, I cannot believe Reddit deemed everybody sucks in this.
I will say, off the record, if there's a religious aspect to it, I understand. I don't
Yeah.
necessarily agree because, again, like, if OP isn't practicing that religion, what have you,
Mm-hmm.
and like I get the respect thing and all that fun stuff, but at the same time, 27 and 33, you're
Yeah,
paying
they're
taxes.
Adults.
They
yeah.
You're-
understand
Yeah.
what if they're practicing, then they know what they're doing.
exactly.
If they're not practicing, then you can't. At a certain point, again, not a parent, push ideals on them. At a certain point,
Mhm.
they kind of have, for better or worse, made up their own mind.
You gotta let baby birds fly.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. I understand, not being comfortable with it, but then they initially did the right thing and got a hotel to make you not uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. As soon as they were like, they did the hotel, they did that's the nice thing to do, I think.
That's a
Mhm.
respectable and responsible thing to do.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it's just tough for anybody to push that on it. Cause like, I get it. They're your parents and, they want you to have the same ideals as them, but that doesn't always happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Real thoughts for me. I was going to lean more, not the asshole, but I did
Yeah. I
agree.
think not the asshole at all. I can't believe it's all.
Yeah, I did see that. The one part that I probably would have been like, if I was in OP's shoes, I would have just straight up told them the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be
Thanksgiving.
like, just
that
straight
was
up
my
like, hey.
only, that
Yeah.
was my
The
only
only
hope.
argument.
the only argument I
Yeah.
could make of this. Truly. That's it.
So, Walnut with, again, Reddit for this one deemed everyone sucks here. So,
Mhm.
Walnut with Teeth commented, everyone sucks here. Your mom is horribly controlling, kind of like what Alex was saying.
Mhm.
That is not in question. But instead of saying, hey, I won't be spending Christmas with you this year, I'm going to the in-laws, and if I come to you again, we will stay in a hotel. You lied in such a way that they thought you'd be attending. Instead of acting in the adult manner in which you want to be treated,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
behaved like a kid. So that part I agree. And it's kind of funny that you said that too, Sean, about maybe they probably bought more food than needed. So that's
Yeah.
probably a reason too. Because
Maybe bought
Yeah.
2 new sets of sheets for the twin
Possibly.
beds that they expected you to stay on.
possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
So that part, I think they should have just been an adult, like what this commenter was saying, that if you want to be treated as such, you got to have those adult conversations saying like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm
Absolutely.
putting
Yeah.
my foot down and saying, I'm just not going to stay there if I have to sleep separately from my partner. So
Yeah. And
that's my only
maybe
gripe.
maybe OP should just make a day visit. Like maybe you don't have to spend
Possibly,
more than 24 hours or a few hours with them, right? Like
Yeah.
Sometimes I understand it could be hard, but at the same time, like if it's that big of a deal, you got to kind of meet them where they're at too and see if you can kind of come to some result.
Yeah.
Mm.
Awesome. Well, Wikimaniacs, let us know what you think down below. All right, moving on to the next story. This one is posted by Appletarian. The title is, Am I the asshole for pretending to be an Appletarian for 3 weeks as a prank, causing my friends to have an intervention for me?
What the fuck?
Is
Well,
that
you
even a
got-
real thing?
Yeah.
You got to roll first because it will
Oh,
explain in the story.
That's a 7 for me.
It's a 2.
Holy
Jesus
moly, Alex.
Christ.
This is not this. I can't roll these dice. I don't know what to tell you.
We got to get you real dice. Maybe that would.
I think I'm
Change
gonna have to invest in
your
real
favor.
dice.
All right, Sean, are you going to be prosecutor? Or are you gonna be
I'm
defense?
notoriously anti-prank. So fuck it, I'll prosecute.
Mm.
All right, cuckoo.
All right. So story goes as this. I got the idea a few weeks ago to prank my friends by pretending to be an Appletarian, meaning somebody who only eats food products that are derived from apples and would only drink apple juice or apple cider.
Quick way to get diabetes, I feel.
That's a lot of sugar.
It's a lot.
I told them that I had read on the internet that eating only apples was the healthiest thing for you. When I first told them, they thought I was joking, but they underestimated how committed I would be to a joke. So whenever in the presence of one of my friends, I was very careful to only be seen eating apples or drinking apple juice/cider. Apples whole, apples diced, apple sauce, Lakers in 5, the inside of an apple pie, baked apples, candy apples with the chocolate shaved off, etc. Finally, after about a week, they bought that I had become an Appletarian. They started giving me information about how unhealthy it was to only eat apples and growing increasingly exasperated by it. Some of them even got angry. But I wanted to stick with the joke. Finally, after the end of 3 weeks, I walked into what I was told was a movie night, but was actually an intervention for me. They were all super concerned about my well-being and had all sorts of information or whatever. Finally, I started laughing hysterically. They were confused as hell, so I told them I had been faking it the whole time and had been eating real meals outside of their knowledge. I even took out some beef jerky from my pant pocket to prove it and munched it. I thought they'd appreciate the joke, but they were actually really annoyed. My girlfriend even broke up with me over this because a few days ago, I had ruined our date night when I told the waiter I only wanted apples because I was an Appletarian and had embarrassed her for a dumb joke. So in my opinion, the joke was solid and they should appreciate my commitment to the prank. But did I go too far? So am I the asshole? And can I get a quick spoiler here? And I was confused as fuck. Reddit deemed no one was the asshole here.
What?
Wild.
That's what I said. So
I mean, I definitely didn't think it was going to be everyone sucks because your friends quite literally did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Prosecution. Take it away.
First off, let's get the obvious one out of the way. Ruin date night? You're doing the joke. You're doing the prank on your wife.
Girlfriend.
Girlfriend. You're doing it on your girlfriend, brother. Someone that you should be probably not lying to. I know you think it's just a prank. It's just funsies. But maybe not when, I imagine she was looking forward to date night. And then here you are saying, do you have applesauce at a steakhouse? So obviously not a great look. You're making it embarrassing to be there with you. You're being an overall douche by continuing the prank over this. You could have at least got like Applewood smoked bacon. That's close enough.
Ooh, bone apple tea. I mean?
So it's just, I don't know. Don't love the fact that you did the date night thing. Also, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have you ever been so upset at your friend? Have you ever been so worried at your friend, for your friend? Worried enough to the fact that you got a group together to put an intervention in place to help said friend? That's a lot of work. That's a lot of commitment. I don't know the ages, but at my old age of 30 plus, if you're organizing that many people, you know how difficult that is. It's hard to get together at all, really. So the fact that they all took time out of their day, the fact that they spent hours of their life worrying about you, all for, not to be rude and capitalistic, you didn't even film it to make money? I mean, truly for what? Truly for what, OP?
Could have been an Apple TV. Come on, I would have been perfect.
Oh, God, I fucking terrible. Yeah, I don't know. I just, joke isn't that funny past maybe the second or third time at most. You know what I mean? Like, even the first time, I don't think this is that good of a joke. It's just not worth it. And then when you start realizing your friends are worried about it, or you start, once you're ruining date nights for the prank, I think, you've lost the plot of the prank. And I think, that does make you the asshole. You're consuming all these people's thoughts, time, and energy into something that ultimately, who gives a fucking fuck? You know what I mean? Habeas corpus and such.
using that
chorus
word.
and such.
Oh, defense. I feel like you're going to have a great time defending this OP. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Listen, has anyone in this court heard the phrase commit to the bit?
Oh, Sean is, matter of fact, a subject matter expert in that field.
I do love a bit.
I feel as though OP demonstrated justifiably that term to the highest standard, and thus I don't think he's an asshole.
Oh, the dramatic pauses are getting to me, Alex. I like this.
It's because I'm trying to come up with arguments. I'm drowning over here. But in all seriousness, he committed to the bit more so than anyone else in this courtroom would have ever committed. He got a full-fledged intervention. Has anyone seen an intervention other than on TV?
I Met Your Mother.
Okay,
Yeah.
other than on How
Some
Much
could say that's TV.
Well, yes. Yeah. Other than the show Intervention is that
Also,
or How Much
yeah.
Your Mother. Yeah.
Oh, I never seen that show.
Oh, don't
It
watch
sounds
that
like
show.
right up your alley, brother.
I think OP started as a little joke, right? And then saw the potential of thickening the plot of his life. Because now when he's 80 years old, he can look back and laugh and with his friends, hopefully, and say, remember
think he
that time? Remember that time I told everyone I was an Appletarian. Ha ha ha. Right? So funny. He must have also thought that his friend group was so solid that they would have just laughed at the end of it. So really, was it his fault that maybe the joke went a little too far and maybe it didn't get the response? Are we all trying to say a joke at the end of the day looking for a laugh? Not all jokes are going to land. And
I should know
therefore,
that feeling.
I feel it every single day. So it's, I really feel for this OP. And yeah, I don't think they're an asshole because of that. They committed to the bit. They thought their friendships were strong. And I mean, I took a little quick Google search when we were doing it. And there's
I also Googled Appletarian.
there's a GoDaddy website.
GoDaddy.
Like,
Not a sponsor.
not
Nope.
sponsored, but the amount of work he put into this.
Is that actually real? Like people actually do that?
I don't think so. I think,
Oh.
honestly, maybe OP did it. Maybe he has the GoDaddy handle. I don't know.
Don't people juice though? Like juice diet? Would
Is
that
it-
count?
Well, yeah, is it that far off?
It's like a
Like-
cleanse. I don't know if they're drinking like juice. I think they have like, it's not like minute where it's like half
Oh no,
sugar.
I mean like fruit juices, like
Yeah.
actual fruit.
Yeah,
And they,
yeah,
like
yeah.
juice the fruit.
Yeah, people do like cleanses like that
Yeah.
where it's like all liquid.
And maybe he's starting a trend. A health
Which
trend.
would make him an asshole, I think. Which unfortunately might kill people and make him an asshole. I don't know.
Habeas corneus or whatever it is. I don't know.
Corneus.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That makes sense. Now that you
Yep.
say that.
Apple cores and such. I don't know.
Yeah.
Shit.
All right, Wikimaniacs, let us know what you think about that. Moving on to the next story. This one is posted by iChasm. The title for this one is Am I the Asshole for Leaving My Wife by Herself When She Talks in a Cringy Manner?
Oh, I gotta be prosecution on this.
What'd
That's
you
a
get?
16 for your boy.
4.
Oh my God.
I'm about to break my desk. What is this nonsense?
Oh,
God.
Sean, you going to be prosecution?
I'll do my guest a solid. I'll
No.
defend.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
I mean, I've already gotten myself canceled earlier in the episode. I might as well just continue the streak. Back when I said premarital sex is evil, I think I got canceled earlier there for that. So
The comments are now rolling in.
yeah, I'm done for. This is unfortunately my last episode of the show. Yeah.
All right.
Alex will be replacing me going forward. It's crazy.
All right. Again, the title for this one is Am I the Asshole for Leaving My Wife by Herself When She Talks in a Cringy Manner? So ever since we, 27, had a baby, my wife had been talking like a baby herself. Rather than teaching the baby to talk like a person, it's as if my wife's language has become baby-like. She would make noises in between conversations like booty booty chop chop And awuwuwatata. I'm reading exactly how they wrote it. Even when talking with adults. This is especially embarrassing when I am with her in public places when she talks like that to complete strangers. Now, I have been telling nicely to her to not do that, but she would just laugh it off, totally oblivious to how people around us stare whenever she talks like a baby. I have to point out that she is not in the spectrum, just a crazy new mom. In fact, too crazy sometimes.
I don't think you need to state that at all.
Yeah.
I think everyone should just mind their own fucking business.
It was a day off for us when we have my parents babysitting the baby and we finally have some time by ourselves. We went out for dinner and she'd done it again, talking to the waiter, something like this. Again, this is with no baby in hand, right? Yippee, thanks. Yeah, ha, ha, ha. Oh, yeah. By the way, can you give us an extra plate for this? Seeing how the waiter staring at her as if she's kind of mentally challenged, I rolled my eyes and told her, I'm taking a break today and don't need another baby who cannot even talk properly to look after. Please excuse me. Then I left the restaurant without her. I don't know what occurred to me, but I probably shouldn't have done that. But I guess I kind of just snapped. So am I the asshole? Prosecution, please take it away.
I would have lit the restaurant on fire, to be honest, if it was me. I would have just lost it. That is cringe.
Wait. But you're
prosecuting.
prosecuting.
You're prosecuting OP right now.
Okay.
You must defend the baby talk.
Oh, no.
Wait, so you kind of did her a disservice, Sean.
Apologies. I thought this was going to be a bad one, but I could see how this was equally bad on both parts.
Oh,
here.
God. Okay. Baby talk. Is it really that bad? Though, guys? Is it really that bad? Like, I mean, don't we...
Oh my God.
So charming and adorable. Yeah, I mean, they do recommend, I think, to speak to babies that way. And maybe the mom is just tired and it's a stim and she can't stop. And she, she just can't stop. And maybe she's tired, can't stop. And that's my argument right now. I'd like to rest. Please.
Shaky, Alex. Shaky a little bit.
Shaky, so shaky.
Sean. Take it away, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Yeah, baba, ta, 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 ta. How do you feel about that? You like that shit?
Kind of cute.
Neither does OP. Look, we get it. You want to do baby talk? That's fine. You gotta get a baby's attention when you're talking to him, when you're trying to get him to learn things. You need attention grabbing things. Baby's not here at the restaurant. Baby not here at the restaurant.
Baby home.
Finally, have some time to be with your partner. And you know what's real hot and sexy during a date?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly, fucking right. Not that shit. Not that shit. So I don't know. Is it justified in leaving your wife at a restaurant alone? Who knows if she has a ride? I don't know. Maybe not. But while defending my client, who wouldn't? You know what I mean? Who wouldn't? Fuck. Look, honestly, I could have switched sides with Alex on this one. Look.
Baby's corpus?
Don't ruin it.
No, I just did.
Look, everyone is tired. You just had a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Your wife has definitely noticed you be embarrassed over this. It wasn't stated in the story, I don't think, that y'all have talked about it.
He did say, I've been telling nicely to her to not do that, but she would just laugh it off, totally oblivious to how people around us stare when she talks like a baby. So I feel like OP had...
So he has talked about it. So, one would think that, like Alex said, she could be tired too.
She's a new mom.
She's a new mom. Things are happening.
Yeah.
You get used to it. When you're new parents, I'm sure all you're doing is hanging out with your partner and your baby. You kind of forget. I don't have a baby. Sometimes I talk to Nancy in a baby voice in public. It's embarrassing. I will be honest with you real quick. I do that shit. Not,
Let's hear
not
some
baby,
of it,
yeah,
Sean.
yeah, blah, blah, blah. But just, talking in a baby voice. I'm speaking full sentences, words, like a big boy. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's inexcusable to leave your wife
That
at the
part,
restaurant.
that
I think
part.
it's
With,
bad.
yeah,
I
for
can't
sure.
even defend the man if I'm being quite honest with you.
Another thing that's like that I was disagreeing with is the fact that she was like, yeah, she's a crazy mom, maybe too crazy. I'm like, kind of what Alex saying, like, bro, maybe
She's
the
tired.
hormones are, she's tired.
She just
gave
it's
birth
just a
too.
baby. It's still just a baby. It's not like a toddler or like a little kid. It's a
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah, I do believe that leaving her is inexcusable. And also, like kind of, I just don't think like to me, I feel like the conversation has been like, okay, did you really have that conversation? Because I feel like he's chalking it into like, oh, she's just a crazy mom. So that part I was kind of like, about. But if he did truly have that conversation and she was like, nah, it's funny, and she keeps disregarding him, then I can see why everyone sucks here. And the fact that she does it to complete strangers, even when the baby's not around, that to me is weird.
But again, she could just be fucking delirious right now, just hanging
Yeah.
on by a thread.
That could be.
Again, not a parent. I'm not imagining they're getting a lot of sleep. You know what I
No.
mean?
Yeah.
So I could see where, that I think that instance was the only time in the story that he mentioned that the baby wasn't around for that.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So this could have been just a one-time thing to a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the other references in the story is, her doing it to the baby while other people
While
are
the kids
around.
were there. Yeah,
It's just
Yeah.
this guy is so self-conscious. Who gives a fuck what everyone is thinking?
That part.
You know what I mean? It's just like,
Yeah.
if it's making your wife and baby happy, fucking who cares, man? Y'all got to be a team. Y'all are barely holding on together, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Again, not a parent. But I mean, I just, you got to imagine to just, especially as the dad in the new parent situation, she just fucking gave birth, man. Just let her do whatever the fuck she wants, really, for a little bit. If baby talk is part of it, address it when the baby is starting to talk, and maybe be like, all right, now might be the time.
Now might be the time.
Now might be the time to do, complete sentences.
Yeah.
I mean, because there are studies that say, like, just don't skip baby talk altogether. But there are a bunch of studies that say a bunch of stuff.
And
every baby's different, I guess.
Yeah. And knee-jerk reaction, I'm like, oof, cringe, get me out of there. But again, if all she has been with is her husband or her partner and the baby, like, she's not, what harm is it doing for her just to say that kind of stuff? Like, yeah, it's cringe, maybe. But at the end of the day, she has no other, she might not have any other references. Like, she might not be scrolling TikTok like, I mean, I do, like, hours and hours on end. She might not, know what's going on or like what funny quotes or memes or whatever. So like, maybe that's just, she thinks it's funny, so she keeps saying it because that's what she thinks is funny. Right.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like there's a lot of other like worse behaviors to have in that phase than baby talk.
Mm-hmm.
So the top comment for this one, what's been upvoted 34,000 times. So
34,000. That's a
That's
lot.
A lot.
So they put everyone sucks here. And by the way, the user deleted their profile. So everyone sucks here. Ditching her at a restaurant is unkind and a little dramatic. Talking to complete strangers in a baby voice is crazy and embarrassing. I don't blame you at all for being frustrated and walking away, but she's your wife. And sometimes people we love are imperfect.
Mm-hmm.
Try to react with kindness. She's probably an exhausted walking zombie right now.
Mm-hmm.
And to which both of you guys pointed that out. That being said, her behavior is weird and atypical for new moms. I'd have a sit-down conversation and don't let her laugh it off. If she starts brushing it off again, I'd say, hey, I'm not joking. This is a strange behavior that's really starting to worry me. Make it crystal clear you're disturbed. And if she persists, tell her you're not interested in a date night until she can act like an adult. I think I completely agree with that sentiment. If it's really bothering you, have that adult grown conversation. Again, I do like the fact that he said, like, maybe treat her with a little bit of grace right now. You don't know. I mean, as men, we don't know what like hormones like women go through. So like, we don't know like the chemical imbalances in her body. Plus her physical recovery too. Like it might be affecting a lot of aspects of her life. So, I'd give her a little bit more grace, and kind of like on the last part of that, if she keeps brushing it off and say like, hey, I don't want to do anything to fix this, then you say like, hey, this shit's really bothering me. I think it needs to stop.
And maybe she just needs more adult time.
Maybe.
Right? Like, you know, like I have friends with really young kids and, you know, they'll say things and what have you. And at the end of a hangout, for them to say, hey, like it was actually nice to talk to an adult and not just talk about, you know, kid shit all the time because you get wrapped up in it because that's all you're thinking about doing, what have you. It speaks volumes, right? So maybe she just needs more time with her girls or her family or whoever. And yeah, the fact that he left her at the restaurant by herself.
That's shitty.
That's really
That is
bad.
shitty. Like, cringe, yes. But at the end of the day, you don't leave someone behind.
Yeah, I'd be more okay if he was like, hey, this date night's kind of ruined. Let's just go home.
Yeah.
I'd be more okay with that because he, in a way, kind of did tell him like, hey, I had this conversation before and you're still doing this shit. But leaving is inexcusable for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is it for this week's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. What's the word that you use a lot today, Sean?
Habeas corpus.
Habeas corpus.
Habeas corpus.
And behoove. So that's possibly like new merch going up. Behoove. But before we close it off, I want to say thank you to Alex for hopping in. It's always good to see you, my friend.
Yeah.
And Alex, if you guys don't know Wikimaniacs, she is responsible for the Amazing Underbakke sections every Monday. So thank her, Wikimaniacs. She does amazing work. And Alex, before we close it off, anything that you'd like to share, or where can the Wikimaniacs find you?
Goodness golly. Well, you can listen to the backlog of Weird Distractions if you really want to.
Yeah.
I haven't been podcasting in like over a year now, but if you go over to the Weird Distractions Instagram page, it's at WeirdDistractionsPod, I think. Maybe just keep your eye out. You never know. Things might be posted in the fall. And that's all I'm going to say. And also, also, thanks for having me on because it's nice to get behind the mic and I always have so much fun on the show. So thank you.
Always. You're like an honorary guest here all the time. So the OG.
Thanks, guys.
Cultivate fam.
Sean, anything you'd like to add, buddy?
No, I'd just like to thank everybody for answering my tears and buying my merch.
How much did we raise this month, buddy?
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but you know how I do. I check for my name in the Gmail just to see what's going on. A lot of people buying the merch, telling me to stop crying. So thank you.
Tears work.
Yeah,
Tears do work.
Cry more often when we need money. I am not above it.
I love to hear that. And I'm just peek behind the scene here, so I'm not doing it. It's too much numbers, and that's not.
Yeah, let's.
Sorry, Josh. Let Josh do that. That's a white man thing.
Thanks,
Thank you, Josh. But yeah, that is it for this week's episode. Again, thank you, Alex, and thank you, Sean, for joining me today. Wikimaniacs, if you enjoy what we do, consider being a patron or YouTube members to unlock bonus stories, episodes, live streams, ad-free episodes, and many, many more. All our links on the show notes. Until then, we'll see you on Monday.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.